welcome.
Greetings.
Hiya. Hi, good morning, welcome, hello, all those things. Welcome to Catalyst Kids at Home, where we get to enjoy a Catalyst Kids church service all together, but from the comfort of our own homes. Now, my name is Sarah.
And my name's Hannah.
And we are so glad that you are tuning in to join us today. Now, if you're watching live, just before this, we actually had a Catalyst Preschool church service. And in that, we were talking all about remembering things. And that's got me thinking, you know, between now and then, that wee half-hour break that we just had, I've been thinking about some of my fond and favourite memories. And fun fact for you, me and Hannah aren't just pals, we're actually sisters. Ooh. Did you know that? Have we mentioned it only once or twice before? So Hannah is therefore in lots of my fond and favourite memories. And I thought I would share one with you today, if that's okay. I was thinking, I remember, Hannah, the first ever day when I started my first ever real job.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember this? Is it all flooding back to you?
Sort of.
The first ever day that I started my first ever job, Hannah, as a good luck, good job, go sis little joke, decided to dye all of the milk in our house bright green.
Ugh, so kind.
Can you imagine having bright green cereal on your first day of your first ever real job?
Just brightens up your day, really.
It does brighten the day. Sadly, I thought it was moldy milk. And so I poured the whole thing down the drain.
No one had any milk.
Nobody had any milk that day. But I thought I would make amends today, and instead we could try some coloured milk right here, right now. But before we do that, Hannah, I have a question.
Yes.
If you were to hypothetically get a glass of coloured milk, what glass colour of milk would you like?
I think I'd like blue.
Ooh.
You know, like the ocean.
Oh my goodness, my dreams have come true!
That they have. A blue glass of milk. Yum, yum.
Gobble, gobble.
Delicious. And you know what would go so well with this blue glass of milk?
Ooh, what would?
Worship.
Ah, excellent choice. Worship and coloured milk always go well together.
Perfectly.
They do. So why don't you jump to your feet, get ready to sing. You be careful now with that blue milk. Just sip up. Get ready to sing and dance and worship God, because He is so good. He is always with us, and He always loves you. So we're going to sing and dance and worship God with everything we have at the top of our lungs. Woo! Woo!
Is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Your light is burning through the shadows. I see the truth. There is nothing to fear. Your word, your way, your promise everlasting. Over and over, I see your hand. Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Your name, a tower in the battle. You are here, we have nothing to fear. Your voice, my river in the desert. Over and over,
picture these words, that's a Snapchat. Boomerang with the praise and the right back. Man, we hide in the sky, no turn back. If it be our last night, leave it all here. No fear, be clear, this is your year. Let go of anything that isn't God's steer. Visine with a dream, and it's so clear. Yeah, so clear. And you know wherever you go, I'ma stick close, they gon' think we a duo. Bond so tight, hug it out like a sumo. And I never think twice, you the boss of my life, no, you go. And this world not down with us. They can try to limit fate, but it's down to us. Man, love so deep, not a game to us. When the blessing come down, man, the praise go up, yeah.
Higher than the sky, your love me is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own. Your own. Higher than the sky, your love me is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own. Your own. We are your own.
In the moments when I feel afraid, you are with me and you make me brave. Even if I want to run away, I can trust that in your arms I'm safe. Moving forward in your freedom, now I'm finally living. There's no fear in love. There's no fear in love. I'm not hiding any longer, running to the promise. There's no fear in love. There's no
amazing. I love that we still get to worship all together. Now, earlier we were talking about remembering things, and I've been doing a little bit of extra remembering and thinking. You know, that little glass of milk that we added a little drop of food colouring to, you know, a tiny little drop of colour goes a long way in a glass of milk or in a liquid. You just need a teensy tiny, teeny, weeny drop and suddenly the whole thing bursts into colour. You know, last week at Catalyst Kids at Home, we were talking about how we can help meet the needs of people around us, how we can help with little acts of kindness and love. And you know, when we do that, a little drop of kindness can spread out a long way, just like that food colouring does. You know, at the moment, there are so many people who are doing incredible things, spreading love and joy and hope and kindness. And this week, I heard an incredible story about a 10-year-old boy called Ross who is spreading kindness in an amazing way. Ross decided that he would put some cardboard boxes outside of his house to help collect food to give it away to the food bank that our church is running in Inverurie. And you know, that little drop of kindness, that little act of kindness has had a huge effect. The food that Ross is collecting is now helping to feed 33 families in the Inverurie area. How incredible is that? You know, Ross is such a cool guy. I had the privilege of getting to have an interview with him this week, and we even filmed a little bit of that so that you watching at home can check out his story and be encouraged and inspired, because a little drop of kindness can spread a really long way. Kindness spreads, love spreads, hope spreads, joy spreads. Doesn't matter how old, how young you are, how big, how tall you are, you can make a difference in this world. So check out Ross's story just now.
Thank you very much for having an interview with me, by the way. This is so fun, guys. You've become one of Aberdeen's most famous kids. I feel very privileged to get to have an interview with you. So what gave you the idea to put out food boxes?
For people that are like less fortunate, to help people who are like struggling and have lost their jobs.
Nice. That's so cool. And was there anything about doing it that surprised you?
The amount of donations we got.
Yeah? How quickly did people start putting stuff in the box? Was it like just like that and suddenly the boxes were full, or?
Straight away.
Straight away, wow. Impressive. Have you had a favourite part of the whole thing?
See my friends when they drop donations off.
Oh, that must be so fun. Do you get to stand 2 meters apart and give them a wee wave?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun. I heard as well, I think I read this in the newspaper actually, that you even donated your Easter eggs.
Yeah, to my mum's work. Inspired.
That's so kind. You're a very amazing kid, Ross. Congratulations. Not everybody's as kind as you. You've inspired a lot of people, I think, to spread kindness. So congratulations. For other 10-year-olds watching, or people who are younger or older than 10, is there anything that you would say to them to encourage them to spread kindness as well?
If you do nice things will happen back to you.
Oh, very lovely. Your story is amazing, Ross. I think you're going to inspire lots of other kids to spread kindness to people around them as well. So thank you so much for taking your time to speak to me today.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it was very good to meet you.
Wasn't that incredible? It is so good to treat other people with the kindness that you might want to receive yourself too. So wherever you are, why don't you give Ross a virtual high five, a virtual round of applause. Well done, Ross. Keep up the good kindness work. It's amazing. Now, I wonder what we can all do this week to spread kindness in the places that we live, with the people that we live with. Because kindness spreads, and hope spreads, and joy spreads, and love spreads. What can you do this week to spread out those good things? Now, sadly, it's not always just good things that can spread out. This month, with the Connect crew in space, we're going to be learning all about what God says about our emotions. And today, we're learning about the feeling of anger when you get really, really, really mad. And you know, sometimes when we get mad, when we get angry, our angry feelings can result in angry choices and angry actions. And when that happens, that can spread out in a really nasty way and affect the people and the places around us too. Actually, our angry emotions and our angry choices and our angry actions can even spread inside and affect our own heart. So we're going to head over to the Connect crew in space and hear what they say about what God thinks about what we should do when we feel angry. Now, for the keen-eyed among you, can you give me a wink? Can you try with the other eye? It's a little bit harder on this one, I think. You might spot that in today's Connect crew space station journey, we have some new characters. If you have a younger sibling, you might notice Emily from their preschool adventures is going to be on our space station today, and her brother Clint is also with us. So check out this video and let's find out what God says we should do when we're angry.
Hey guys, it's me, Ray.
And me, Alyssa.
Coming to you from Connect Station. Today we're going to be talking to you about emotions.
Emotion.
Now, emotions describe the way we feel.
Feeling.
And to get us started, we're going to play a little game.
Oh, I love games.
We're going to show you a bunch of faces, and you tell us which one matches the way you feel right now. So when one of the faces matches exactly the way you feel right now, you yell,
"That's me!"
It's really loud. Are you ready? How are you feeling right now? Do you feel excited? Or maybe you feel angry? Confused? Maybe you feel sad? A little mischievous? Overwhelmed? Or scream if you are really happy! Or maybe you're really sleepy.
I can't believe I won!
There's no winner, Alyssa. It's not that kind of game. Isn't it amazing how we could all feel so many different ways all at the same time? That's because of our emotions.
Emotion.
So how do our emotions make us feel the way we do? Well, that can be pretty confusing. Let's see if our friend Dr. Futterbutter can help us figure it out.
Emotions. Scientists don't fully agree on exactly how they work, but a large number of them agree that emotions start right here, the brain. That squishy blob of tissue that's in your head, processing and sensing information all day long. When we observe the world around us using our 5 senses, We make all sorts of judgments, often without even realizing it. For instance, you might be hiking in the woods and you see a bear, and you make a quick judgment. That bear is dangerous. The moment you make that judgment, the real magic of how God created you happens. The second you make a judgment, the brain starts sending signals out to other parts of your body. In this case, when you interpret that the bear is dangerous, your brain sends signals to your heart to start pumping faster, so you've got more available blood. It also tells your lungs to start breathing heavier, so you've got more oxygen in your system. And the muscles in your body all get a shot of adrenaline in them. Why? Because there's a bear you think is dangerous, and you need to run fast. This combination of sensing and interpreting the events around you, and the signals from the brain to your heart to beat faster and to your lungs to breathe heavier and so forth, that's the emotion we call fear. Now, if the judgment you make about the situation is different, say you believe that the bear was actually friendly and not going to attack you, the combination of signals the brain sends out would be different too. You may actually feel happy. The combination of how we sense and interpret events and the resulting signals from our brain to our body is what makes up our emotions.
I'm mad.
Why are you mad?
I'm practicing. That's what we're talking about today.
Hey, you're right. Today is about what to do when you feel mad, which brings us to today's point.
When I feel mad, God gives me the power to forgive.
As you watch today's adventure, think about what makes you mad and how forgiving can help.
Hey kids, you caught me unpacking my brand new, ultra magnified superstellar telescope. I was hoping to put together my telescope so I could see some new galaxies I've never seen before. But some of the parts are missing. Ugh.
Clint, you seem out of sorts.
Yeah, well, Nitro, I am. I can't put my telescope together because some of the parts are missing.
Perhaps you can send it back for a different one.
Yeah, I could, but that would take time, and I want to use my new telescope now. It just makes me so mad.
Mad, enraged, irritated, angry.
Ooh, exactly.
It seems humans get mad a great deal.
You can say that again.
It seems humans get mad a great deal.
Yeah, well, I remember a time when my sister Emily and I were pretty mad at each other.
So, big brother, you about done making messes for me to clean up?
It's not about the mess. It's about the masterpiece that emerges from the mess when I'm done.
Well, you've been like this since we were kids. I just wish you cared more about being careful. Being neat and orderly is important for everyone on the ship.
Yeah, well, little sister, I think it's great that you care about tidiness like you do. I just wish you would lighten up. God made me care about inventing new things. That can get messy.
Well, God made me to care about order. So
Stop trying to change me!
Emily and I are pretty different. We were pretty mad about our differences that day.
Yes, and as I recall, some have been angry at Alyssa as well.
Yeah, well, let's take a look.
Step aside, subjects. The queen is here. Thank you, subjects.
Remember prison.
You missed a spot. Oh, I'll give you a spot.
Remember prison.
Yes, that was a pretty long day for all of us around here. Come to think of it, we've all gotten pretty mad at each other. Except for maybe Ray.
I disagree with your calculations, Clint. I remember a time when Ray seemed very mad.
Oh, really? Let's see what you mean.
I'm standing here on Connect Station, a one-of-a-kind space station created by Dr. Emo to transmit messages and give hope to kids all over the world. This is Clint, one of the members of Connect Station.
I'm Clint.
I'm kind of the mad scientist on the station. I make all sorts of inventions, like my heat coat and my very special praise box.
Cut.
What? What'd you do that for?
Don't open it. We need to look our best.
Fine, I'll show something else.
Excellent. Action.
It's not easy being a scientist. You have to think fast, think quick, be creative, and make adjustments.
Cut! Mike, what did you do?
This is boring. I made it interesting.
Clint, just move to another part of the couch. Cut! Mike!
What?
This is a very important project, and you're making a joke of it.
No, I am not. I am adding pizzazz.
I don't need pizzazz. I need perfect. Did somebody say perfect? What is happening? Seriously, what is happening?
It's okay. It is what it is, Ray.
No, this is our chance to show the world who we are and what we stand for. This is really important, and you guys are driving me crazy. We're representing God to the world, and we need to be perfect. No fighting, no jokes. And no, whatever this is. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Ray did seem pretty mad. Oh, and don't forget the time Alyssa was mad at her dad and confused you in the process.
Perhaps your father is running late.
Yeah, maybe.
Perhaps your father is...
Perhaps my father has never kept a promise, and he didn't plan on keeping it tonight. Nitro, this just goes to show that promises don't mean anything, so there's no reason to bother keeping them.
According to my programming, promises mean a great deal.
Well, your programming is wrong. Apparently, promises are made to be broken.
Promises are made to be broken? Recalculating. I am angry.
Nitro, what are you doing?
People act very strange when they are mad. Perhaps if I act angry, I will understand them better.
Oh. Acting mad never helps, Nitro. But you're right. We do act strange when we're angry. And that's because it's easy to let our emotions make us talk to people in ways we normally wouldn't, or do things we normally wouldn't do.
So how do humans overcome their emotion when they are mad?
Well, that's not easy to do or explain. Maybe this will help.
This is his 66 picks mixed up into one. The books about God, who he is and what he's done. It's the Holy Bible, y'all, with God's truth packed tight inside. It's alive, a prize to hide in your heart and in your mind. Old Testaments are set up for the big event when Jesus crashed the scene with a new arrangement. It's history, his story, whose story, God's story. Oh, the story of how much he loves me. Let him blow up all the pages, let this show go live. Let his word explode from this video into your life.
A long time ago, there was a woman named Abigail. She was married to a rich and stingy man named Nabal.
I'm rich and I'm stingy.
One day, David and his army had been running from a guy named Saul who wanted to hurt them.
We're tired and hungry.
Are you hungry?
Go to that guy Nabal's house and ask him if he'd give us food and water.
You got it, boss. Sir, can you give my boss David and his men some food? We've been traveling for a long time and we're hungry.
Why should I give any of my food to a nobody like David? Go away, or I'll run you off my land.
When the messenger told David what had happened, David was very angry.
That Nabal is a mean and stingy man. Come on, boys, follow me. We're going to Nabal's house to get even.
Now, Nabal's wife, Abigail, heard how bad Nabal treated David's messenger. She knew that David would be coming to her house to get even, so Abigail decided to do something about it.
Sir, please take the food I'm giving you, and please forgive my mean and stingy husband. You're a great leader, and God is with you. Don't blow it by losing your temper and getting even with my husband.
Thank you so much for the food, but more importantly, thank you for stopping me from doing something without thinking because I was angry. You have stopped a big fight today.
So even though David was angry, he did not take revenge.
Yes, David let his anger go. That is an easy thing to do. Thankfully, we have God to help us.
How does God help humans let anger go?
You know, I'm not quite sure how that works, but I know who to ask. To the room. Hello, room?
Hello, Clint. How can I help you?
Well, I was talking to Nitro about what it's like when we feel mad, and we were remembering some of the times we've been angry here on Connect Station.
Ah, yes. Humans often feel anger when they believe someone has done something to wrong them, or when things don't go the way they hope.
Yeah. We saw a Bible story about how David decided not to get revenge on his enemies. He didn't let his anger control him. So I know it's possible, but can you tell me how it's possible?
It's important to remember that it isn't wrong to feel mad. Jesus got mad when he was here on earth, and God gets mad too. Still, God and Jesus do not sin. When humans get mad, they must be careful. That's because angry feelings can soon turn into wrong choices. They can turn into sin.
I know that's true. Sometimes when I'm mad, it feels like I don't even have a choice. It feels like my feelings are controlling me rather than the other way around.
Mad feelings are like fire. When humans want others to know how wrong someone is or how mad they feel, they keep putting more wood or fuel on the fire by talking or thinking about it. But when you do that, the only one who will get burned in the end is you.
So, what can I do instead?
The answer is in God's Word. The Bible says in Ephesians 4:26, "And don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry."
But how can I not let anger control me?
The only way to stop feeling mad is to forgive. Sometimes that's really hard, especially when the person doesn't deserve it and isn't sorry. Still, even then, God can give you the power to forgive.
Oh. So when I feel mad, God gives me power to forgive. Thanks, room. I think I've got it. So that's it, Nitro. The only way to let go of our anger is to forgive. And only God can give us the power to do that. After all, He forgives us all the time.
True, Clint. Much like Alyssa forgave her father.
Dad? Dad, you came!
So sorry I'm late. Some comet was passing really close by. No one was allowed to transport.
It's okay, I didn't think you'd come.
Alyssa, I've broken too many promises to you. Too many times. But I want to change, and I am. Starting tonight, can you give your old man another chance?
It appears that God gave Alyssa the power to forgive.
Yes, Nitro. It appears He did.
Wow, forgiveness is powerful.
Powerful enough to heal my relationship with my dad and to heal my heart.
So remember today's point.
When I feel mad, God gives me the power to forgive.
And if you're ever so angry that you don't know what to do, remember what the Bible says in Ephesians 4:26. And don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. Now say it after me. Ephesians 4:26.
Ephesians 4:26.
And don't sin.
And don't
sin. By letting anger control you.
By letting anger control you.
Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry.
Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. Good job.
So this week, if you feel angry, remember that God gives you the power to forgive.
Wow, that was such a good lesson to learn, especially in lockdown. Sometimes it can be too easy to let our emotions bubble up and spill up in a little bit of an ugly way. Sometimes we can let our emotions control us instead of the other way around. And you know, everybody gets angry from time to time, and that's okay. Sometimes we're angry because we feel like we've been wronged. Sometimes we're angry because things haven't gone our way. But when angry feelings turn into angry choices or angry actions, that's when it can hurt other people and hurt us too. And you know, when we act out of our angry feelings, that doesn't heal our heart. But when we choose to let go of our angry feelings and forgive someone, that is the thing that can heal our heart. And sometimes forgiveness can feel like a really hard thing to do, but we can always ask God for the power to forgive. You know, in our story today, we heard about King David, and in the Bible, it says that God really loved David's heart. And you know, what David did with his heart was he just shared everything in it with God. He always told God about how he was feeling. And we can do that too. We can chat to God and pray anytime, anywhere about absolutely anything. We can tell God how we feel, and God can help give us the strength to act in a way that is kind and loving and spread kindness and love and hope and joy to the people and places around us instead of spreading anger. So in a moment, we're going to pray about all of that. But first, I want to see how fast you can count to 8. Go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! That was quite fast. Congratulations. Now, as Catalyst Vineyard Church, we are one church that usually meets in 8 different places across Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire. You might usually go to one of our Catalyst Kids services at one of those 8 places, or maybe you've just started joining us since we've been at Church at Home. How amazing is that? Now, at the end of our Church at Home sessions from now on, we're going to have a special guest from one of our 8 places. It's going to be one of our Sight Kids leaders every week is going to share a prayer and say goodbye with us at the end. So, in a moment, I'm going to say goodbye. After our prayer, some questions and activities are going to come up on the screen for you and your family to enjoy. And without further ado, it's time for me to introduce the wonderful, amazing Lindsay Duncan from Ellen.
Morning, everyone. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt mad? And have you ever tried to pray when you feel mad? I know I have. And sometimes when we feel mad and we try to pray, we don't really know what to say. And sometimes our words can come out all jumbled. And sometimes our words can feel a little bit like this piece of paper. They can feel all jumbled up. But do you know what the really cool thing is, boys and girls? That when we are mad, God still wants us to pray. God still wants us to talk to him because God loves and cares for us so much that he wants to know how we feel. And sometimes when we do pray and our words don't come out the way they want to, or we don't really know what to say, we can put our words and our prayers down onto paper and God still hears them. I wonder if for a minute you want to close your eyes. You might want to put your hands out to receive. And I'm going to pray a prayer that I put down into words. Dear God, thank you that you have given us emotions and that even when we are mad, you still want us to talk to you. Thank you that even when we don't know the words to say or how to say it, we can write our prayers down because you love and care for us so much that you can hear them, that you listen, and you want to help us. Amen.